Hey there on YouTube. So, a warm welcome to everyone. Controversial Merrick here. My dear friends, it's a pleasure to report to you today straight from the battlefield. So, Bitcoin is on the table, and I want to show you how I see it and what I'm expecting. Let's put it this way. And now, take a look. I just traded a long for a bounce and to grab liquidity from here. And honestly, it looks pretty reasonable to me. Oh, and yesterday I even recorded an update titled that I'm done touching longs and so on. Here, according to my strategy at the start of the US session, longs were coming up, so it would have been a sin not to trade that. That doesn't change the fact that, in general, this whole area, this entire zone where we are right now, if you look at it from the D1 timeframe, is, for me, a place to go short, and let's call it a big short. Look, arrow pointing down. If I were to draw it here, okay, this zone for me is a short zone, and it's very likely that I already told you around this point. When we were here, that was around May. Earlier, I told you, my dears, around here, around December, January. I told you that it would be great to visit this zone, 113, 115, but we didn't get to that zone, those levels, yet this zone is still in play, my dears. It's not like it disappeared. You can go back to earlier videos. This zone is still there to trade. And now, I'm expecting a short from somewhere around here. I'm not planning to play another long now that I've already played this one. We'll see what my strategy shows tomorrow, but I'm hoping for shorts. However, I'm not planning to trade longs above this zone anymore. Listen, especially because longing's something that's so pumped up. Well, let's be honest, it's a bit scary, right? We had a drop to the H4 today during the American session, actually just before it, and then Bitcoin was immediately pulled back up. And now we're witnessing how, out of nowhere, you could honestly say, Bitcoin just takes off, boom, does its thing. Ether, same story, boom, does its thing. But with Ether, the 2,800 level is holding really strong. And now listen, I posted the info for free about that short I had from here. 111,950. I closed it exactly here at this spot, at 110,720, because that's the start of my zone. So basically I got in right away, sorry, with that position. It turned out nicely, but for me, every long needs a tight stop loss. Honestly, I'm scared. I'm afraid to trade longs from this spot, because we're very close to a reversal. Even if we reach the 114, 115 zone, suddenly Bitcoin takes off and the summer is bullish that whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. But honestly, I doubt it. So for me, if I'm going to trade this zone, stop loss above, that's very important. However, this zone could react really nicely. My friends, from here I would actually expect a move down to those lower levels I've been talking about all along, because for me, nothing has really changed. Okay, we broke the high, we broke the ATH, great, awesome, I'm really happy about it. But for me, there's still liquidity to be grabbed from that level. One by one, 105, 192, and in my opinion, seeing something like that would be really nice, because even if we were to make that correction from here, it would be a correction of about 20% or so, maybe even up to 30%. I think that correction could reach. However, this is only and exclusively about Bitcoin. It's a different story with Ether, my friends, because for example, I'm afraid to play shorts on Ether. I'm being completely honest. I'd be afraid to play shorts on Ether and I'd rather wait for some confirmations. Let's say, for example, if we close above this level here, then drop down. That's fine. You can trade the M's. Okay, you can trade. But on Ether, I'd rather try to catch long positions. That doesn't change the fact that, looking at Bitcoin on a very local level, I think we're really in a good spot for a reversal. That's because the euphoria on the market is already very, very high. So, my dear friends, of course, remember that this is only and exclusively my private opinion, just like in every video, just like in the description. Everyone is an adult, everyone does what they want, but I just somehow can't believe that now Bitcoin is going to, I don't know, a million, to the moon, and everything will be super, great, beautiful, and so on. Nevertheless, I expect lower levels, and it's not at all like I'm fighting a losing battle, because, for example, I'm afraid to touch Ethereum. But look at Ethereum, okay. Look at Ethereum. How much strength does it have? And look at Bitcoin, okay. So I really think we're in a good spot for what's called a surprise, or as they say, surprise motherfucker. My dear friends, that's all from me for today. Thank you so much. Take care and see you next time. Bye.